Hey everyone, with the GoDM here. It was a very exciting day as Paizo dropped a few bombshells on the community with some very exciting news. Today we had the keynote address from Paizo first thing in the morning. It was about 8 a.m. my time. So he kicked things off with a quick, welcome to GenCon. Here's what we're going to do. Here's some very overpriced dice that you have to pay $70 for 7 dice, but that's neither here nor there. After a few minutes, he handed the pre-recorded stream off to Logan Bonner, who then spoke about Rage Elements and the remastered, but we will see more of that coming up in the next couple days, so I'm pretty sure I'll be making videos about that. So then we moved on to Michael Sayer with an announcement of a 1-month playtest beginning September and ending roughly October 2nd with 2 new classes, and he spoke of The War to Come, which is a storyline where one of the 20 core gods of Galarian will die. Needless to say, that did perk up a lot of ears in the chat, so that should be very interesting to see who will meet their eternal end. After that, we continued with a overview of High Helm and the Sky King's Tomb adventure path, which will take players from level 1 to 10 and is located in the Dwarven Citadel of High Helm. Taking up a good chunk of that was an overview of the Pathfinder and Starfinder Society games coming up. Lots of information on there. I will link to the keynote below. Then about 50 minutes in, they dropped the absolute atomic bomb of news. Starfinder is moving to 2nd edition. I actually cheered when I saw the Starfinder logo on the screen and then the 3 action economy symbols popping across. And then it said playtest coming 2024. So coming in 2024 is a playtest for Starfinder 2E, which they say is going to be 100% compatible with Pathfinder Remastered. You'll be able to port your classes, ancestries, and more between the 2 systems. They launched a field test of the soldier to level 5 with some gear and some critters. Needless to say, chat blew up, Reddit blew up, Facebook blew up, lots and lots of pros and cons flying at the speed of light. It took everyone by surprise for sure, including me. I honestly did not think they were going to be tossing out a 2nd edition so quickly, but in retrospect, with the debacle of the OGL, it makes sense. I'm 100% for this. Starfinder is so ingrained with the OGL that Paizo has to do something about it. They have to remove all that stuff, and you can't just remove those little pieces because it is a giant chunk of what they're doing. So you have to do a clean break, and the best way to do it is to make it run on the rule system that they know is ORC compliant. It is theirs 100%, and it's future-proof from any shenanigans by Wizards of the Coast in the OGL. So it just makes complete sense. It's funny, some people are calling it the Finderverse. A few folks have said it opens up other genres, like a modern genre, superhero genre, or anything else that can come into and blend into this rule set, because you can just kind of cross-platform it. It's very akin to the way GURPS runs. There has to be, I don't know, 30, 40 rule books for GURPS, and they're all setting books, so that you just kind of combine the ones you want. I think this will spark a ton of more content creators to jump on board. Right now, there really isn't a ton of support for Starfinder 1st edition. The content creators will be able to make their products work for both Starfinder and Pathfinder, which is a win-win for content creators. You can market your stuff to a larger audience. The spaceship combat in Starfinder is good, but it's very clunky and clumsy, and it is not universally liked. And yes, I have played Starfinder. I've run Starfinder scenarios, Starfinder Society before, so I am saying this from a little bit of experience. But for more information on the announcement and the link to the field test PDF, I will have that in the description down below. One of the big things I do want to stress is that this does not suddenly take away all your Starfinder books and all the adventures and everything you've done in the game. If you own them now and you don't want to switch, don't. You're concerned that there'll be no new fresh products, then create your own. I mean, if it means that much to you, you will work on it and help make it better yourself. That's why you're the games master. No one is going to stop you. Paizo will not send the Pinkertons to your home. Just play on. Again, the play test is a year away. And then the release is a year after that. So likely 2025 before we see the book. So just, relax, folks. It'll be fine. They're still going to be supporting Starfinder through Starfinder Society. There'll be mods coming out in the next few years. They do have a couple books still in the pipeline. They will come out. I've spoken with a few other GMs, and my take on the crossplay is that Pathfinder and all the Starfinder stuff will be rare. So in Pathfinder 2e, ancestries, classes, even feats, spells can come in common, uncommon, or rare. If they're uncommon, you need to run it by your GM. If they're rare, you can only use them with Game Master approval. I think most of this stuff will be rare. You're not going to see laser rotary blasters suddenly show up in your Pathfinder game. That just won't happen unless your GM says it's okay or they want to do something like that. It kind of opens up almost a spelljammer for Paizo, which will be kind of interesting. Right now, the spells in Starfinder only go up to 6th level. They are saying that they're going to be cranking those up to 10th level to mirror Pathfinder 2e. So there's going to be a lot of wiggle room as to what will be allowed and what won't. I think in Starfinder, you're going to see the exact same thing. You'll have uncommon and rare things. Mostly it'll be classes or feats, dedications that you'll need to check with your game master before you can bring them in. Watch Paizo's blogs for more field tests. They'll be coming sprinkled through the next probably year. These are just small glimpses into the classes, possibly ancestries, backgrounds. You'll be able to see a little bit what they're doing behind the screens. You won't see full classes put out. You'll see just a small glimpses. But it'll be very interesting to see how they do things like the Envoy and the Technomancer. I'm looking forward to those. And we'll see how they want to try to fit everything in so it works with Pathfinder 2e. It should be very interesting. And this was just day 1 of GenCon. Let's see what happens over the next few days. I'm pretty sure I'll have to post up another video fairly quickly with more news and Paizo releases. If you're interested in more content, please like and subscribe below and ring that bell for notifications on new videos. Let me know in the comments what you think about these announcements. I'd love to hear what you're excited for. What are your concerns? How do you think crossplay can evolve over time? Well, that's it, folks. In the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another Mythic episode. Thank you so much for watching, and may all your games be full of myth, mirth, and magic.